Hello and welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the YouTube channel, people. Make sure you are leaving a like on the video and subscribing if you are new. We're trying to reach 1k subscribers before the Premier League season ends, people. And yeah, England squad. Who cares? Who cares about international football? Well, we're going to make a video about it anyway, but yeah, it's a horrible squad. Thomas Tuchel's first England squad. Obviously, he got appointed months ago, but he got appointed basically after all the international breaks were done after Lee Carsley did a terrible job in being a caretaker. And yeah, Tuchel is here. And let's look at the squad, man. Let's look at the squad. Because this stinks. I've never seen already, by the way. And listen, it is Albania and Latvia. But Henderson, Pickford, Ramsdale, and Trafford. Do you need four goalkeepers? It does feel like there's more players than usual that they're calling up. So I don't know how many players there actually are and how many players there usually were, whether it's the same, but this is where we're at. This current moment in time. Dean Henderson, Pickford, Ramsdale, and Trafford. To be fair, Dean Henderson's had a good season with Palace. Pickford's usually quite reliable for England. Ramsdale was at Southampton, so he's probably depressed. And James Trafford's had a good season with Burnley, but he's not the level of an international player or a Premier League player. This is where it gets really, really terrible now. Dan Burn and Levi Colwill. What the actual hell is going on here? Dan Burn's terrible. He's a terrible player. He's not good. The fact that he's got international caps is genuinely alarming. Levi Colwill gets physically, like any striker that's any form of physically imposing, whether they're like 85 or 18, will get the best out of Levi Colwill. Overplays with the ball way too much. Mark Gay, fair enough. Reece James, fair enough, even though his hamstrings are made of cheese. Ezri Konsa, fair enough. I actually rate Konsa. Lewis Skelly, we knew he was going to get called up from months ago. Livramento, cool, I get it. Jarell Kwanzaa? Why? He doesn't even start for Liverpool. Why is he here? Why is he here? Like, to be fair, Maguire and Stones are both injured. So I get that. But you gotta be a bit more. So what is Tomori still injured? Like, I don't get it. What is has Tomori got the nudes of the FA or something? Because how is Kwanzaa, Colwill, and Burn all getting picked above him? And Kyle Walker. Okay, listen, Kyle Walker in 2025, after the absolute shit show he's performed at the Euros and how he's performed in the Premier League. I know he's at AC Milan now. I've not watched him since, but what does Wan-Bissaka need to do? I get Trent's injured as well, so even if it was a Walker, it would have been Trent. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Come on, man. Like, I say declare for Congo. If you care about international football, I feel like if you did care about international football, you would have probably declared for Congo by now. I think selfishly, Wan-Bissaka, I'm happy that he's resting in East, but the fact that he hasn't been picked kind of shows you what Tuchel's all about, if I'm being real. Like, obviously, we've got to properly judge him when he's in a tournament and stuff, like, and all that as well. But imagine, I know this wouldn't be the squad for the tournament, but imagine if it was this squad going into a tournament. That would be hilarious. So Kyle Walker picked over Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka's been robbed. Let's be real. He's been flawless the whole season. He's been flawless. And he's shown that he can find a new lease of life. But it's not even the fact that there's like big six bias or anything, because Dan Burn's there, Jared Bowen's there, Eze's there, Henderson's there, Pickford's there, Trafford's there, Morgan Rogers is there, Anthony Gordon's there, Marcus Rashford is there, Harry Kane abroad, of course. Like, there's a lot of players there that don't play for a big six club in England. So, to be fair, there's not really like a big six bias within this, but I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what system Tuchel's going to play. I think everyone's quite adamant on him playing three at the back, but we don't know because Tuchel's played four at the back before. So I'm just interested to see what system he puts out. Will I be watching the games? If I have nothing else to do, then yeah, I will. But I'm probably going to just play Football Manager instead. Not gonna lie, I'm not watching England. But yeah, Wan-Bissaka robbed. Kyle Walker in 2025. Livramento hasn't had the greatest season, but he's still a good pick. Bellingham, fair enough. Eze, I like Eze. Eze is one of my favorite players in the league. He has been since he like joined from QPR, but I think he had a bad first start to the season. To be fair, he's on good form. He's on good form. Jordan Henderson. Now this one's strange. This one is strange. Jordan Henderson. Then he moved to Monaco in January from Ajax. So I guess he's still got some form of a career. But come on, man. Again, 2025. Someone said that Tuchel hasn't been watching the Premier League since he's been sacked, and this like whole setup would kind of prove that a bit. Like, apart from Morgan Rogers, there's no one from like 3 years ago that would have been on Lewis Skelly that would have been in here. Like, okay, fair enough. Jordan Henderson, like, why? Like, I thought his England career was done. Like, it should have been done if he went after he wasn't called up to the tournament. But the fact he's still there. Jordan Henderson over Adam Wharton. I know Wharton's just come back from injury, but he's been called up to the under-21s. I'm not saying you have to play in both games, but play him in one. For fuck's sake, man. Adam Wharton, and I know Archie Gray's been playing in defence, but you call up Archie Gray, Adam Wharton, you actually like trust in the new wave of England players, the actual midfield technicians that can actually pass in between the lines and dictate play and stuff like that as well, and also have the physicality of the ball. Whether people like to think Archie Gray isn't ready or not, and he's been playing in defence, but he's a natural midfielder. Him and Wharton are better options right now than Jordan Henderson, and even like an Angel Gomez would be better. But then again, Carsley's not here anymore. Curtis Jones, I do actually get, because every time he has played, he's actually performed quite well. Cole Palmer, obviously, he was always going to be called up no matter how bad his form was. Declan Rice, he was always going to be called up. Fair enough as well. Morgan Rogers has deserved this call up, so credit to Tuchel for picking Morgan Rogers, because he's been probably the best number 10 in the Premier League this season, with the best attacking midfielder by far, in my opinion. Jared Bowen makes sense to an extent, even though he has just come back from injury and stuff like that as well. Obviously, I would have rather he just rested with us. But at the same time, credit to him for picking him. But I do think when Saka comes back, it may look a bit peak, because he's got Saka and Palmer. So he's probably not going to pick him. Phil Foden had a terrible season, but he's always going to be picked because he's a big name. Don't think he should be picked, me personally. Doesn't really perform for England. Anthony Gordon, that makes sense. There's probably the best natural left winger that England have. Harry Kane makes sense. Solanke actually does make sense. When he does play, he's good. Someone said Watkins is injured again. I've not even seen what Villa like. Did Watkins injure himself against Bruges the other day? Because I haven't been keeping up. But Marcus Rashford, he hasn't earned himself a call up. I'm sorry, he's not played that good for Villa for him to earn himself a call up. But that's a very Tuchel player. So maybe the new lease of life for Marcus Rashford can really make him turn up. But this squad stinks, man. This squad stinks. It wouldn't surprise me if England didn't win either game against Albania, Latvia, especially if either Levi Colwill or Dan Burn or Jarell Quansah start at centre back. Unless you're just playing Gueye and Konza and you're playing a four at the back, England have got a big chance of losing to Latvia and Albania. This is a World Cup qualifier, so we're probably going to qualify for the World Cup. I'm not saying I'm going to be one of them drastic guys that I'm going to be like, oh, Tuchel, the German, is going to make England not qualify for the World Cup or something like that. Like, I get the German jokes are quite funny to an extent. But listen, the squad stinks. It really, really stinks. It's one of the worst squads I've seen in a while. But I get there's a few injuries there. But there were better options. There's not really much of an excuse. I would rather Harwood Bellis over some of these men. Over some of these centre-backs. Harwood Bellis ain't that good. And the forward options, obviously England just stink when it comes to forwards. They just do. As simple as that. But I don't know. I don't know how it's going to pan out for England during their games and stuff. But this is just World Cup qualifiers. This is the last international break. I don't know whether there's still an international break at the end of the season because there's Club World Cup and stuff. So I don't know how they're going to fit everything in, but we will see. Will I be watching? Probably not. Make sure to leave a like on the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Go check out my West Ham Everton preview that dropped today as well. Road to 1K subscribers. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.